Alright, so I was doing some research. I said I was gonna buy. I'm still probably gonna buy a house. I'm not 100% sure, but the area, I know the area I was looking at well, and I had my eyes on a particular house. Point is, the house has been on sale, listed. Some of them say 900 days. People really don't want these houses. I mean, me, like I said, remember I've been telling y'all that was the whole thing that really started fucking with me real hard with when I was real young. I was gonna rent these houses out, you know, start with one, then work my way up to two. So that's why I'm not worried about people not buying these houses. Like I said, that's how I really noticed something was wrong because everybody was so negative. That's when I first started going, really going to the hospital and getting the help and shit. I would be like, because I presented a real good business plan, and it wasn't to people I was trying to get invest. Well, maybe some, but when I saw the first hesitation, I knew, you know, it was, at that point I thought it was just, they're scared. They don't want to take responsibility. So, after I didn't keep pushing, with them, fine, I'll find another way, and I did. You know, I'll do it myself. But then they would be say things. This is before all them shows even came out. You know, the flip it. All them flip shows. Like, why don't you invest and fix them and sell them? I'm like, this area is not gonna sell. I'll be sitting on these houses, and the main thing is like I don't have the cash. Where I'm gonna get the fucking cash from to buy these houses? Even if I get a great deal on a shell of a house, fix it, then what? It's just sitting there. So I'm like, it might be there I might be sitting on it for years, or a couple of them. And this area is just not, the hell. I'll just be frank. It's not an area if you young, got you a good job somewhere in the city, you're not finna move. That's where you left from. You know what I'm saying? That's where you left. I mean, a lot of it is just old folks and all the gangs and the bad, with the grandbabies, back in the really the start of when that shit started in the 80s, I guess, really in other cities, you know, besides LA and Chicago and wherever the fuck else they came from, but mostly there. All right, so all these houses, and then now they by the 2000s they started just naturally dying off, and leaving the houses, and these knuckleheads not paying taxes or whatever, or maybe it's a mortgage still, but a lot of them just was owned straight out, because this was the old black folk generation, so the houses were paid off, but they just couldn't get together and pay the taxes, and they didn't want them, shit like that. They didn't want them, or they couldn't get together fighting about it, or like I said, maybe a lot of them just didn't want them. They left, Black flight, I guess you want to call it, black flight too. The little girl, usually the little single mom, she got a little CNA job. She went to one of them junior colleges, and now she's a CNA or some shit like that. Got two kids, she gone to an apartment, or either once she got a boyfriend, they done bought another house. Bought a house somewhere else, one of these newer houses, they just put together, not either put together, but, them subdivisions or whatever. But anyway, I'm just saying, they left, they gone. And, anyway, long story short, so finally I see this one house I had picked out a couple of weeks ago. I'm looking at, I know where it's at, I know the people around there. I look again. I knew it was gonna. Something just told me to stop looking at, cause they're and this is not me. Super. Stop looking. Somebody gonna buy. Cause like I said, these houses been on there for years on Zillow, on Realtor.com. You look listing. Literally, I seen houses 980 days listed. Days on list. Zillow. Nobody's buying those houses. I mean, with the not even investors, because you really not going. You gotta. They're not trying to take. They're trying to flip. I was gonna stay. It didn't matter to me because it was my old neighborhood. So that's why I didn't mind keeping them and renting them out and having to take care of them because it's my hood. So, but an investor, they not finna. They don't sit. Like I said, nobody's even if they spend the time and money, even if they got a good deal. Say the house is worth 80, they get it for 40 or something. I only had to spend 20. Or even less. They get it for 30. It's worth praise once you fix it 80 or 90. You only got to spend 15, 20 because you're in the business, so you get 50, but you ain't gonna sell it because nobody's moving in that area. Nobody's not like that. But if you renting them out, you might get a lot of people like again the same little girls who just you know because it's close. It is close to the downtown, and it'll be cheaper. And it's a house, but it's more maintenance, but still. Anyway, long story short, I'm thinking they bought this house just because of the evil shit they do. I promise you, because they got. I've been said they, because there's things they react off of from me watching YouTube videos or other channels or commenting. And like I said, like say I just commented right now something that hurt their feelings literally. I go to the store, somebody will be able to make a comment, and like I said, I have that angry stank face. Especially the niggas. Like, how could you say that? These stupid, the motherfuckers that came out to the whole world that they're just stupid as fuck. They really thought it was some kind of disrespect to them or black folks. You know, stupid as hell. The rest of us, we just, listening to Republican. Oh, you been listening. You remember they used to say that about a year ago, but they stopped with that shit. Because they just showed their ass. They fucked up. They know we knew what we was talking about, but they knew they were just trying to bully us and lie to us. But it didn't work. They would be, oh, you listen to Republican talking points. It's like, no, we're not listening to shit. I know I'm not. I'm listening to what I saw with my own eyes. And I've been saying this. Been wondering why the fuck we gotta vote Democrat just because you're black. When I was in school, college, I'm like, why in the fuck, when I'm in political science class, why in the fuck do black people only vote Democrat? Took y'all some time to catch up, but y'all caught up finally. That, like I said, my partners that got killed way back in the day when we was in high school, sometimes we was young as 14. All this shit I done seen with my own, and same niggas that started trying to sound smart. How you talking to a Republican talking? Nigga, you saw the same. A lot of it wasn't even just, we heard about it. A lot of it, we was together, literally. Like, you see I saw when we was growing up. It didn't make us, oh, this is scared we gotta leave. You left because you shit, nigga, you got some money, you can't stay in the hood. You got a little bit more money, especially when all these younger niggas, because of Section 8 started, because like I said, all the older folks started dying, so that you got new folks that ain't from your side of town moving in, because there's some chick up the street, got her little boyfriend staying there, a bunch of, dudes that, you don't know, none of us know them. None of the older folks, nobody know them. Nobody in the neighborhood know them, They for some reason they always don't. They be these new group. There's these new group. All of them. They, like I said, yeah, it was already before the BLM, even before they had a name. These anarchists, these liberals, before they even had a name. And like I said, I was watching this video yesterday. This white guy. He's explaining another part of their plan that again this is what they're trying to do legally. The Democrats. They're trying to make, and this is not, this is just, no, it's not a conspiracy. They're saying exactly what they did to the inner city, they're going to do to the suburbs by pushing people out and buying a house and giving them, Section 8 and all it, forcing these people to move there. And pretty soon, white, what he was saying, it was revenge for white flight. Because, yeah, just like this area I was talking about, my neighborhood, you can see, if you look at way back in the day, you can see it was obviously it was always an all white neighborhood way back in the day. The black people they left, and mostly the inner cities and all of that shit. But I'm like, shit, well, this is pretty good. I'm like, why? But you know why? they really could have did all this year when they was following me around and trying to stop me from buying these houses. Why didn't they do the same thing? Because it was my plan or something? And they didn't want it to be my plan? No, it didn't matter who plan it was. They just don't. They're fucking insane. They're lunatics. They're sick. This was decades ago. I'm telling you about that sort of, and when they tried to literally kill me, I'm telling you. So now they're mad. Remember, I told you, and I told them on purpose. I'm a little miffed about this house, and you could say as well, maybe because you ain't put in an offer or nothing. Da 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 da. I just don't think so. Like I said, I know this area, and I bet because it's in a state of need and repair. Like I said, and I got people, but I'm betting next year it'll still or be back on the market, maybe in the same condition. Same condition. They didn't even fix it, or if they do fix it, who's gonna buy it? Nobody. Like I said, now they're gonna want like 80, 90 or whatever, maybe even more. Some of y'all, that's really what I'm talking about down here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But that's the point. Nobody's the young, upwardly mobile black folks, and definitely ain't no white folks gonna buy it unless they trying to rent it. But it might go that way. But rent it out. But again, who's gonna pay all that rent if they want to make their money back? No, they're gonna go somewhere else, further out, maybe an area like this. It's not in the same city, but I'm just saying, and pay rent instead of like, no, they not finna, like I said, I know that area. I would know who broke in your house, but I'm just saying they not finna move it to the. Oh, it's like this size of town. Like every town got. I no, I ain't going to that side. Whatever. Atlanta, everybody, they got sides of town that everybody knows. And they're like, no, I'm not moving. A girl might move there maybe, but she know niggas is grimy. They gonna break in her car or her house when she at work. That's what she gonna be so mad about. Why don't y'all get a job? That's what they. That's gonna be the first thing out of their mouth. I go work and work hard every day. Yeah, and literally you do. And they just sitting there watching you go to work, and knowing your schedule, and you to getting up, getting your little baby, to getting him to school, to driving off, and you think everything great, come home, all your shit gone. Yeah, like, why would you move back? What part don't you understand? I'm not saying I would be breaking the houses, but I'm telling you, they bought. This is a true fact. It's on Zillow. They bought, and they looked at the date. Said sold 7/18. So that was last Friday. They sold it last Friday. I was looking at it probably the week before that. I just don't believe that house just sold that quick all of a sudden in that area. All the other houses around still listed, listing days a day, 300, 400, 500 days on Zillow. I went on rental.com and or realtor. But that particular one sold. So okay, y'all keep up your that. Like I said, that was just. I can't even say okay somebody wasted the money because I doubt if it was one person. I don't care what you say. The spirit is the liberals. They got plenty of money. They doing all this shit watching us gang stalk. It was gang stalkers. So they know that there's no other way to stop me but to buy it. But it's still other houses. I just can't get that one in that spot. But I guarantee they might even just immediately put it back because they, for some reason, it's like superstitious. They want physical money that is not just extortion. It's like they really just want money to come from you, like some kind of voodoo shit. Like it has to come from you. They can get the money from somebody else, but they want it from you because you whatever that's supposed to do. Even if they know it's not hurting you, you got more money. You could have went to somebody else. They just want it from you. And they could have got it from somebody. It's weird. I know. That's why we call them fucking lunatics. But, yeah. So, like I said, it's a plenty more on there, but that one was just, different. But, yeah, we'll see what's up.